Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. I am your host, Peter Surs, and today I have a guest who I've been wanting to get in for a while, but he, like me, travels a lot. This guy, you've seen him on American Ninja Warrior, and you've seen him on basically every dating show that there is. He's very, very funny. I've worked with him a bunch of times. Stand-up comic from Texas.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Tyson Faifer, guys.
Hey,
Tyson.
Applause break. Look at to the crowd, to the audience.
You guys can't see this if you're listening, but Tyson is wearing the tightest tank top
it's
ever.
a homemade tank top.
He knew that this was a fitness related podcast, so he decided to show his guns off.
And
today.
I was coming from the gym. I worked
Oh
out.
yeah, see, I was coming from the gym too, and I changed before I got here because I'm on camera.
Nope, I didn't get that. I had
Good
no
for
idea
you.
it was gonna be a camera. It's just.
I'm
Boom.
sorry. Yeah,
You get
I always
some sweat.
I usually tell the girls that there's going to be a camera because they're
Okay.
like more like
Nah, I'm good.
freaked out about it.
I'm
I'm
good.
I feel like I'm always camera ready. That's kind of the whole point of this podcast because I'm always camera ready.
Oh, okay.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man.
So
Good.
Are you living here again?
I get asked that all the time.
Because I feel like you moved and then you didn't, but then you're like, no, I'm in LA.
I never moved, but I'm on the road a lot. I go back to Texas a lot.
Got it.
And it's funny that you asked me that this week. This is my last week in LA for probably 4 or 5 months.
No,
I'll be back to Texas. I got a bunch of work booked out there. My
4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
So you don't
do
live
the
in LA
holidays.
anymore.
Yeah, I don't. So I'll do the holidays there with my family. It was perfect timing. Had a roommate situation where it was a good timing for me to leave and move to another spot. And so I'm gonna spend the holidays in Texas and then come back. Yeah.
Oh wow. So, but you said like 4 or 5 months. That's
Yeah,
more than the holidays.
I have what's November, December, January. That's 3. I'm probably back. I have work booked out through the mid-February.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Just in Texas or just kind
The
of
whole area, Texas, Oklahoma.
Okay.
I think I got one in Louisiana and Shreveport.
So you can drive to all those places. That's what's good thing about Texas is like you can kind of drive. If you're a comic there, it's actually kind of smart to live in Texas because you can just drive everywhere. It's kind of central point.
Texas is so big. If you want to be a road comic, you can live in Texas
Yeah.
and make a living just off Texas.
Yeah, I mean, I've met several people that do it,
Yeah.
so I'm not one of them because I don't. It's not that I don't like Texas. I just don't love Texas.
Texas is great. It's
I
the
mean,
greatest country on earth, man.
Because you're from there. So let's talk about this. Okay, so
Boom.
I want to say I didn't do my research on this, but were you the first comedian to ever be on American Ninja Warrior?
First comedian to ever compete on American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah,
yes.
that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this like doing shows together and stuff, but there's like not a lot of comics that you could talk to about like working out and stuff because they're comics.
Yeah, they don't go together. It's not a thing. It's
But you're one of the few people that like I'm like, oh yeah, Tyson works out, and we just never have been able to coordinate it. Get you in here and talk about it. But so you were the first ever to compete on American Ninja Warrior.
first ever. So I didn't even know. Here's a funny story. I didn't even know that Matt Eisman was a comedian. So I was on the show, and then a couple years later, I headlined the Comedy Palace, and they were like, "Oh, Matt Eisman's here next week." I was like, "Oh, what's he doing?" And they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's headlining." I was like, "He's a comedian?"
Right.
Like I had no idea because he had quit for so long, and
Yeah.
when I was on the show, he wasn't even doing stand up. He didn't start doing stand up again. Like he'd obviously done it, but then he stopped.
Oh, so we took a hiatus.
He took a hiatus,
Got it.
and then when American Ninja Warrior started blowing up, and then he won the Celebrity Apprentice.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he won that, and that blew him up even bigger than Ninja Warrior. He started touring again. And so this was in between the time before he was doing stand-up, so I had no idea.
Okay.
So technically, he was the first comedian on the show as a host,
Well,
but I'm
yeah.
the first one
Like
to
to
ever
compete.
compete on the show. Yeah,
That's better. Anybody
think
can be
so.
that. I mean, the host is.
Well,
Hosting's great,
yeah,
but
the money's good.
yeah, but you were on the
On the
show.
show, man.
Yeah, which season were you on?
Season 6 and then season 7. So I kind of lucked out. I was on season 6 in Dallas, the most famous American Ninja Warrior episode of all time, the Casey Catanzaro episode.
Don't know this.
So Casey Catanzaro was the first woman ever to complete
Oh, I remember
a
this.
course on American
Yeah,
Ninja
yeah.
Warrior.
Yeah, I
She
remember
made it up the wall.
Uh-huh.
If we want to talk ninja stuff, I'll reveal some secrets. But she was the first one to complete a course.
Okay.
And then she went on and completed the city finals course. So she completed 2 courses
Oh wow.
that had never been even close to being finished by a woman before. And then she went on to the national finals. So that episode got played so many times, and I just
Got
happened
it.
to be on that episode.
I remember that. I remember that clip. Yeah,
Yeah.
like everyone, like obviously the women were
When she
super
ran up the wall.
excited and
Yeah.
whatever. So no woman had ever done that before,
No, not even close.
and women have done it since. Yes.
Yes, but the women are much stronger now. So there's actually women that compete like for this show, but some TV magic, they tweak the courses so the women don't do the same obstacles as the men.
Are you serious?
No, but Casey did.
See, I don't like that.
Yeah,
because we're talking about like everyone's like about like hashtag times up and equality. And they can't even do the same course.
No, they tweak it. The camera doesn't catch it. So what's amazing about what Casey did, and I think it'll never be done again.
Are you gonna get canceled from ever being associated with an American Ninja Warrior?
Nah, these secrets are out for the people that run the show. So the particular course in Dallas, there was nothing for them to really tweak for the women. It's just the way it happened. So she did the exact same course that the guys did.
Okay.
No tweaks, no changes, because there was no. The little things they change for the women is like they'll move the trampoline to make the jump closer. If something's hanging, they'll drop it down a foot or two to make the jump closer. So little tweaks like that the camera doesn't notice. So when you're watching the show, you don't notice.
Got it.
This particular course, there was nothing they could change. And so she did the exact same course the men did, and it was amazing.
Oh, wow. Good for her.
Casey Catanzaro. She works for WWE now. She's a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah.
What's her wrestling name? Is that her name?
Yeah, I don't know if she has. She's like in the like the development league, the one right under WWE.
And then next, is that what it is, Paul? I feel like you watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. I'm sorry for assuming that, Paul. NXT, is that what it is?
Yeah. So she's in that one, but she has a contract with WWE.
Oh wow, that's cool.
So she was the first celebrity from American Ninja Warrior to jump up to, I guess, become a celebrity from American Ninja Warrior. Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, if she can catapult that into, good for her, man.
Yeah, she's rocking it. She's a cool girl.
I just know that I went and saw like a couple shows being taped, like, I don't know, a couple years ago probably. Like, you know how like they pay people to be in the audience?
Yep.
For a lot of shows. I hate to break it to you guys, but not all these shows that you watch on television have sold out crowds. They have to pay people to be in the audience.
They pay everyone.
Yeah. And I went, and I don't remember them changing the course, but I just remember being there and seeing so many people like break bones that I was like, I'm never gonna do this.
It's the change is so slight. Unless you're looking for it, you won't notice.
Okay.
So they'll move a trampoline up 2 or 3 feet.
Oh wow.
Or they'll have, like I said, like a hanging apparatus that they can adjust.
Right.
Like maybe pull a rope a couple feet closer to make the jump smaller. So unless you're looking for it, you would have no idea.
Wow.
Yeah. But if you're actually running the course, it makes a huge difference.
Okay.
Huge.
But like, just the trauma of seeing people like break limbs, I'm just like, oh, because I remember you had hit me up about doing like the test run or whatever, and like I wanted to do it, but like I was hurt, like I had fucked up my back, and I was like, and I just had those visions of, I'm like, okay, if I don't do a perfect run, I could be one of these people that fucking break something. You got to sign a waiver and stuff, so.
Yeah, but you're covered by their insurance.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no one told me that.
Yeah. So I'm self-insured. So when I work for Ninja Warrior, do the testing and stuff, that's like one of the only times I have actual health insurance.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like, oh man, I got a cold coming on while I fall in the water. He's like, just go and send me to that minute clinic.
That's like my dad when he was locked up in prison. Like he got like all these medications and he got like dental work, and I'm like, dude, I need to go to fucking prison, dude.
For real.
Like they take better care of the inmates than they do of like people outside. I'm not getting political, but like I would like health insurance.
Yeah, man. I talk about that in my act.
I didn't have to pay a lot of money for it.
I haven't had health insurance since 2005.
You've had it?
I have not had it since 2005, since I became self-employed.
I had it for a minute, and then I'm like, this is just, I'll take the penalty, I guess, when I do my taxes.
They tweak those taxes. I've never paid a penalty either.
We can't
expense it out
on the air.
It's
We're
right.
going down.
I will turn over all my tax paperwork. You be look, this guy makes nothing.
So how did you get into that? Like, was it? I mean, obviously you worked out. I feel like you were a gymnastics coach, right, or something?
I did. So, you want to backtrack and go through my fitness
sure.
journey?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, from Texas, I played football from like 4th grade PE all the way up to high school.
You have to play football.
Yeah, it's part of the law there.
Yeah.
But high school football in Texas is insane.
Of course, that's what I'm saying. You have to play.
And I was a little dude.
Oh.
I was probably my heaviest, like 130, 140.
Oh wow.
In high school, and so I was just getting kicked around. Never played. I was also skateboarding, and I picked up a sponsorship skateboarding. So I transitioned from football to skateboarding, and then I went to college.
Got it.
And then none of my skateboarding friends went to college. So, and this was before skateboarding was cool and like X Games and stuff. So there
Right.
was no like skate parks.
Well, skating's been cool, but like
Well,
skate parks were a thing
in
I feel like.
California, not
yeah.
so much in Texas or the rest
Oh,
of
okay.
the country.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they weren't common like they are now.
Got it.
And so then I was like, well, I'll start working out to get more chicks.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's of course.
So that's how it all started. And then I met some people that
Now, how old were you at this point?
College, so 18.
College year. Okay.
Yep, freshman
it.
year.
Got it.
Got into working out. Met some people that did fitness competitions. And so then I started doing competitions. I started training.
No shit.
And I did fitness competitions, and then that led to some modeling work. And then I competed in the NPC. My last show was 2003.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What
I got one of those
division?
trophies. Lightweight.
What's lightweight?
Lightweight for NPC Novice Open was 160. I got pictures of it on my Instagram.
Okay.
Got a trophy and stuff.
That's great.
But I'm 6 feet tall.
Right.
The lightweights I was competing against were like 5'4".
Yeah, they're like little.
5'5".
Yeah.
Yeah, and they weigh the same as me, and they look like little jacked monsters.
That's always weird when you see people and you're like, oh, how much you weigh? And they're like 130. And you're like way bigger than me. I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
But
It's so they were little shorties, but they had a lot of beef on them. And then so I transitioned that into personal training, and then I opened a studio.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yep. And I had a studio in Fort Worth with some guys, and then the recession hit like 2007, 2008.
Been there.
Personal training took a big dive because of it's basically a luxury, right? Not
For
everybody
sure.
can afford it.
Uh-huh.
And that's the time where group fitness was taking off, CrossFit, things like that. And because it's the price per unit's way cheaper
Of course.
if you work out by a group versus individual. And so I was like, all right. And I started doing comedy at that time. I was like, this trend is, I don't know if I want to follow this trend. So I got a deal to buy this gymnastics business. And so I bought this children's gymnastics business, like pre-K kids, like 2 to 5. Little tumbling turd cutters is what I call them. And it was great. So I did that, and I was my own boss as my comedy
You
picked
said
up.
2 to 5?
Pre-K, 2 to 5.
Oh, no way,
So
dude.
like
Better you than me.
Daycares, little private schools, pre-K, private kindergarten, all those kids, 2 to 5.
Oh,
And
man.
it's basic stuff: numbers, colors, shapes, animals. You're working on their, small hands, hand-eye coordination, flexibility. It's like real simple stuff.
But you have to be with 2 to 5-year-olds.
Yeah. Most of them are good. Some of the
Wow.
kids sucked, but
Yeah.
it was good. So to get me back to Ninja Warrior, I did that for years, and then it just takes a beating on your body, like doing bodybuilding training.
Yeah.
Just the weight training, the having to eat, the supplements, the whole like lifestyle is very time consuming.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let me shift to calisthenics. So I did that, and that led me to Ninja Warrior. And
Okay.
I started watching on TV. I was like, man, I think I can do that.
So were you doing like parkour at all before
No.
that?
Yeah, I didn't even know about parkour.
Okay.
Like my first year on Ninja Warrior, I had no ninja training at all. Like ninja training wasn't even a thing.
That just sounds funny.
Yeah. No, it's a
I
thing
know,
now.
but it just sounds funny.
So I had none. I just relied on my just fitness background.
Wow.
And I completed 5 out of the 6 obstacles, and it's pretty good for no training at all. And then the next year, I was all like, yeah, I met a group of guys. We trained hardcore, and I was all ready for the obstacles. And then it was in Houston. It rained, and so I had to run the course in the rain, and I fell on the second obstacle.
Damn it.
Yeah. TV doesn't stop for weather.
Right.
They're like, we have to tape this whole episode tonight in 12 hours, and then rain or shine, they just do it. As long as it's not lightning or something where they legally can't be taping.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then they just fix it and edit.
And I've tried. So I went to, what's that place in Simi Valley? Dojo Boom? Have you been
Oh,
there?
yeah, it's Kevin Bull's spot. It's a great place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And they have like a little mini course.
Yep.
And like that shit's hard, dude. I
Yep.
mean, obviously, it looks hard on television, but like, most of the time they televise the people that do it,
Yep.
So it looks you're like, oh, well, maybe I could do that. But it's like, no, you can't. So when you're in person and you're like, oh, this is way scarier just to run up this thing or to like, I don't know what they call when you're on the swing, like the trapeze things, you got to jump to the next thing.
Yep.
Like that shit's fucking hard, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and
It's a skill you have to practice.
yeah, I mean, exactly. Just like any sport, we talked about, but like you see them do it on television and it looks easy, and then you do it and you're like, oh yeah, this is not easy at all.
Yeah, because you see it in your head, you're like, oh yeah, look, I can use momentum and swing from here to there.
Right.
But if you don't know how to bend your body the right way
There's just,
and transfer that momentum, it's just a skill. It's called a lâché.
Did you have it's called a what?
A lâché.
Like Nick Lachey?
Yeah. So lâché is basically you're swinging from one object.
Okay.
You fly through the air, not holding anything, and grab another object.
Got it.
That's a lâché.
What's did you have like you know how like I see those people that like build courses in their backyard and shit? Like,
Yeah.
were you with a group of those
I
guys?
didn't. We had a couple guys in Dallas that built a few things in their backyard,
Okay.
but this was so long ago before ninja gyms were a thing. There's only a few in the country, and we would drive down to Houston to train with Samsan. He's like a very, at the time, he was like one of the superstars of the show. So, little guy that built a gym called Iron Sport in Houston, and we would all make a day trip down there and play on all his obstacles and learn how to do things, and then drive back to Dallas. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
It was a Ninja Warrior, man, and I still work with the show in a limited capacity. I do a lot of course.
Well, you did until you admitted that shit earlier. On the podcast.
No. The word's out if you do some digging on the internet. I'm not the first one to reveal those secrets. But the women on the show now are amazing.
Yeah,
because they train, and a lot of them could kick my ass.
I just remember one girl at like I said, we were here in LA, and she was just like super hot, super fit, and I was like, yeah. I don't remember what her name was, but I'm like, good for you, man. I'm an asshole, but yeah, I mean, because she like, I think like, I've been in fitness forever, and a lot of girls are always kind of skeptical or reluctant to want to do any kind of like weight training because they feel like they're gonna look like a dude, and it's like, no, that's not how the body works.
Yeah.
And this girl, perfect example, like she was very feminine, but just strong and like able to do all these things because I'm sure she trains for it. But like you can lift as a girl, you can lift weights and not be bulky, and it's really all in what you eat and everything else.
Yeah, you
can
just
attest
can't
to that.
obsess over the scale.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you can rock like as a female at 130 or 140, and then like visually in the eye, people might think you weigh 115, 120.
Exactly. Like, I mean, like my girlfriend, she's like, she's played basketball and her body's changed just since we've been dating, but like she's always like,
that's an awkward thing to say. Her body has changed.
No, like and for the better. Like she's just
okay.
like I mean, she played basketball, but she was bigger as a college athlete than she is now. But like she'll still like be like, oh, I weigh this much. I'm like, but you look great, dude. Like she's fit, like she's super fit, and she's way more fit since we've been dating. Like she was, I love you, buddy, but we talked about it. Like she
likes that you call her buddy.
Yeah, that's like our pet name. She was just a little bit less in shape when we first started dating than she is now. She's changed her eating habits a lot more, because she's from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So like she would like drink Starbucks every day, but like the bad ones. And
what are the bad ones?
Like the ones that are like 400, 500 calorie,
just all sugar.
Frappuccino, and she didn't think about it because she was always drinking. Like when you go to college, you don't pay attention to it. You just fucking eat whatever, And then when she got here, she kind of was like, yeah, I'm trying to lose weight. But I'm like, well, those fucking coffees are like 600-700 calories. She's like, really? Yeah, dude, look at the calories. And like, she would drink like Dr. Pepper. So I mean, she was like, I was still attracted to her, but like, she will tell you, and I can tell you that she's in much better shape now. Just because she's just made some.
You're from that part of the country, you have to drink Dr. Pepper.
You have to drink soda.
Legally.
No,
Dr. Pepper.
You don't drink water. You don't drink or you drink sweet tea. That's like a big thing.
Sweet tea's great.
Oh, it's gross.
I still rock it. All the time.
I'll go with like, there's like an Arnold Palmer that's like.
Lemonade and tea.
Yeah, but there's an I think he makes an actual, or no, maybe it's Arizona, but it's like half the calories. And I'm like, oh, I could rock with this. I don't rock unnecessary sugar.
So you're putting on your tutu.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you could rock with this, man. It's good.
So like, okay, so you're someone like me that like you travel a lot for comedy and you still find the time to take care of yourself.
Product placement right here.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that's what I'm doing right here. Shout out to Performa. Thank you guys. Use my code 10pounds on Performa.com for a discount.
This just gives me wings.
Yeah, Red Bull. I like a sugar-free though. We just talked about it.
It's a weird taste though.
I know, but I mean that's a weird taste anyway. Do you know that like the main ingredient in that is like bull fucking?
Yeah, that's what gives you the wings, dude.
It's crazy. Did you guys know that Red Bull got its name because it used bull semen? That's crazy.
It's the taurine. Am I saying it right?
Yeah,
taurine?
I think so. Yeah, I think some assholes will say taurine.
Okay.
It's taurine.
Yeah,
but you travel a lot, but you travel probably even more than me, maybe. And you still find the time. So like, why do you do it? Where does it come from? Is it just vanity?
It's a little bit all the above.
Yeah.
So I've been working in fitness now for almost 20 years, and it sounds crazy to say that I've been doing something for almost 20 years, and I don't like own a child or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just me. So it becomes a lifestyle.
I agree.
Like, I eat, food is just fuel.
Yep.
So I'm not a foodie at all. Like I could eat the same thing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like have no complaints.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's discipline or being lazy or just getting used to it.
I think it's both.
A little bit of all of the above.
Or yeah, like all of those. Because I'm the same way. Like especially when I'm home. Like when I'm home and I can cook and everything. Like I pretty much eat the same thing for breakfast: 3 eggs, 3 pieces of turkey bacon. Unless I'm working out in the morning, then I'll have oatmeal because that'll give me carbs to fuel my butt. Like it's one or the other every day. And then I'll have a bar, or if I'll go home, I'll have the same thing again after I work out. Like it's just easier. There's just I tell people there's just less thought involved.
Yes.
You know, it's like if people that do like, I mean, they're super expensive, but we talked about it a couple podcasts ago. But someone like did like a food delivery service, and it's like
some of those are great.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are great because it's just portion size, but it's the not having to think about it. It's like you just know that okay, these foods are going to be delivered to my house, and then I'm going to be eating well because of it. And for me, it's like I'm just going to eat these things because I don't have to think about it. I know how many calories they have. Like I don't count calories, but like I just know that it's something that's fine for me.
Yeah, you don't count calories?
No.
No.
I'll do it for fun sometimes, like especially like you have a Fitbit too. I know we've talked about Fitbit before.
Boom.
But like the new app, like they've made updates and like their food now. I think they partnered with Fitness Pal or someone.
Okay.
So like you could just type like on their. I'm giving you guys a shout out, Fitbit. You're welcome. Sponsor me.
I think Google just bought Fitbit too.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I know my stock went up 4 cents that day.
Boom.
Yeah, I have Fitbit stock. You're welcome. But the app, like along with like the calories being burned and the heart rate and stuff, now they have a food thing, and you can like I was just kind of playing with it. And you just type in like anything, and like all these different options come up, and then the portion, and you're like, oh shit, this is great. I think they partnered with MyFitnessPal to give them like their food software, but
So
like I said,
they've had a version of that for a long time.
Yeah.
Because when I would recommend that to people that had never counted calories
Right.
before, and it was just as like a shock, be like, write down everything that you eat that day, and then go put it in the Fitbit app and see how many calories you ate, and it would shock people.
Yeah, I
I
know.
was like, it's one thing, don't forget everything you drink, because people will forget.
Of
Oh, I
course.
just ate, and they'll be like, oh, well, I had like a 32-ounce like soda with that.
Yep.
Like they leave that stuff out.
all that shit adds
Like,
up.
no,
That's why I
put
tell
it in,
people
and
it
you'll be
adds
like-
up. But like I was surprised because there's these bars that I like that have maybe been out for a couple months max, and they were like the second I started posting, like just typing Optimum Nutrition. You're welcome again.
Shameless plugs.
No, see, I'm not sponsored by it. The only people that actually sponsor me and give me shit are Performa. You're welcome. But
None for me. So looking for sponsors.
the Optimum Nutrition bars that I like, they're called protein bites. And they, like I said, they haven't been out that long. And I was typing them in, and they all came up, and I was like, dude, this is crazy. Like they update their shit like all the time. It's awesome. But like I said, I don't count them, but sometimes I just like to do it for fun, just to be like, all right, let's see what we got here.
So I kind of eat the same thing all the time. I pretty much know my caloric intake every day, and I'll adjust it depending on what kind of training I'm doing. But back when I was bodybuilding, man, I was eating like 5,000
I know,
calories
that's
a day.
crazy.
Like I would train my first clients at 6 or 6:30 a.m. and we had a Whataburger across the street from our studio. Go across the street and eat.
Do you love Whataburger?
Oh, Whataburger's the best.
Really?
Yeah.
People in
Don't
Texas.
give me none of that In-N-Out garbage.
No, I mean, In-N-Out's great. It's just different. It's just different. Like I wouldn't even compare the two because they're two different types of things.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of like an iconic like fast food branching.
If you're in this part of the country,
In-N-Out's
you go
good.
here.
Like some people want to set my house on fire. Here they call it garbage here in California. It's a good burger. I just think that California loves it because the marketing is genius for In-N-Out. People are hooked on I can order off menu. I was like, but you know what it is, so it doesn't matter if it's written on the board or not.
Who orders off menu anymore?
So many people.
Really?
Like, oh, I love it because I can just go up there and be like, I want the animal style, double.
You're just a fucking pig. So you don't need to order fucking.
But people love that. It's genius marketing. I love marketing, and so In-N-Out has it. But actually, if I get to pick, I pick Five Guys over all of them.
No.
Yeah, I
Five
love it.
Guys?
I love it. Yeah.
No.
That East Coast In-N-Out.
Five Guys is like I've literally like okay. Here's how I eat. I don't know if you're probably the same way, but like I said, I don't really count my calories. But like if I eat somewhere, I can tell within a couple hours like the quality of their food by how I feel afterwards. Because like I could eat a whole pizza from wherever and be fine because they don't cook with shit. But if I go to like say like a Taco Bell or something, which I don't, but like if I did, I would feel it like immediately. So I could tell how bad and when I eat at Five Guys, like I felt awful. Like I'm like, okay, well, whatever they say they're putting in here, they're putting some other shit in there because I feel awful. That's how I know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or you could just think that though.
No,
your
it's
mind can make you do the same thing.
Because I'll go to town, like, you know, I go, I'm all about the barbecue when I go places, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, oh, this has got something else in there.
But depending on what you eat at barbecue though, you can make it pretty healthy.
Of course,
Just getting the
that's what I
lean
tell people
meats
all the
and maybe a
time.
little bit of sauce.
People will comment. I'm like, well, I'm not even. This barbecue is so good that I'm not eating the barbecue sauce. I'm just eating the meat, which is delicious, and it's just meat. I'm a carnivore, so, and then I don't eat like the mac and cheese and all that shit. I just like the meat and maybe like beans or something, and that's pretty much it most of the time. And that's all I need.
It's unless you're like chowing down on all that potato salad or whatever.
I know. See, I don't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like it's a mental cheat, but really for my body's like, yeah, we need this. We need the protein anyway.
Yeah.
We eat meat here.
Eat it up.
Yeah. No veganism here.
Yeah, no. I'm all about the meat.
People from Texas can't be vegans.
No, it's illegal. They will take our guns
Or
away.
they shoot you.
No, but yeah, I guess. No,
So-
you're vegan. Hand over your pistol.
Right. Yeah, probably, right? Texas is interesting, man, because they've got some good food there, but they also have like a lot of like fitness, like there's a lot of fitness places, like anywhere you go, like it's very similar to, like, I don't want to say LA, but like there's a lot of places, like there's no
Yep.
excuse. It's weird because the reason why I bring this up is because my girlfriend was reading me the thing that came out of like the fattest states.
Oh, okay.
And Texas was like, I think, number 7 or something. Oklahoma was 6. Shout out to Oklahoma. Get your ass up to
Yeah.
number 1.
Who's number 1 though?
Damn it.
Like Wisconsin or something? Like some place where they need it because the cold?
Oh God, this
No?
is gonna bother me.
Okay,
No,
alright.
it was a place that surprised me, but it was definitely in the mid. I think it was Alabama. I'm almost positive it was Alabama.
Okay, that's the
Which-
South, not the Midwest.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Could be all that sweet tea.
Or just the lack of healthy options. I don't
Just-
think of fitness people. All I think is football from Alabama,
Yeah,
right?
but a lot of those kids playing football there are not from Alabama.
That's true. So you started doing stand-up in
2008.
2008, and you have continued to take care of yourself since then. And like you said, it's part of it. It's all of the above. But how does it make you feel, or are you impartial when, like, say, like, you're on the road and, you know, maybe you wake up and work out, and then the other person is asleep until like 3 o'clock?
So actually, I have a lot of comics want to work out with me. on
Oh
the road.
yeah, no
So,
one
yeah.
ever takes me up on it.
If I'm
There's-
headlining or like the feature or the opener,
Uh-huh.
like they know that I'm like fitness. So, hey, let's do a workout. I wanna.
I always offer.
There's a great comic in Texas named Mario Salazar, and he's on like a giant weight loss. I think he's already lost almost 100 pounds.
Oh wow.
And so we worked together, and we did workouts, and he videoed it and put it like on live on his like little
Uh-huh.
Facebook live
Oh, cool.
channel, stuff like that. So we did that, and then Jack Jr. and I headlined the comic strip
Uh-huh.
in El Paso,
Yeah,
and then we worked out together.
Did you go to Wolf's Den?
No,
I love that gym.
What's- in El Paso.
Yeah, it's called Wolf's Den.
Oh no, we just get
Awesome.
hooked up like EP Fitness or something like that, and then
Oh.
but Jack and I worked out just in the hotel. We just
Okay.
did
They do have a nice gym
bunch
in
of
that hotel.
calisthenics, and
Yeah.
we just did like a quick like 15-minute like mega calorie burn, and he sweated and he had a good
for
time.
15 minutes.
Yeah,
Hey, better than
it
nothing.
was
Better than nothing.
but in like 15-20 minutes we did between 50 and 70 reps of everything.
Yeah, I
we were
mean, if you
doing.
go
'Cause
after
it was
it,
nonstop.
yeah, if you go after it, we talked about it on here, but like, yeah, like doing like a hit training or something.
Yep,
Like,
that's
if you're
exactly.
if you're pressed for time, you could get a lot done if you're just getting after it. You know, not checking your phone and just really just continuing to move and then work at the right intensity.
Yep.
That's what it's all about.
It was nonstop. We didn't
Yeah.
you didn't move the whole time, so it was squats, push-ups. I did pull-ups. I had him do some dumbbell rows, and then we ran on the treadmill
Uh-huh.
after that, a quarter
cool.
mile.
Yeah.
And then back and just repeated
Just
the
the whole
push-ups,
thing.
squats. Yep.
Cool.
And it was just 15 minutes. So we did, I think it was 12 or 15 reps at a time. So to
Okay.
get up over 50 or 70, it was pretty quick. You know, it was the run took the longest amount of
Right.
time.
Good for you, Jack Jr.
Yeah.
There's, like I tell you, there's literally, I named him on the podcast, but I think Justin Berkman and Eric Rivera are the only, and Lucas, who I had on the podcast, were the only people that I've been on the road with that I was like, hey, I'm gonna go work out. You want to come with me? And they were like, yeah. Oh, and Colin Moulton.
Okay.
He went to actually Barry also from Texas.
Which Barry?
Laminack.
Okay,
from
Houston guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's also gone to the gym with me. So like 5 people out of the probably hundreds of people I worked with.
Yeah, I don't know. I get a lot, so I guess it's
It's weird though, because when I'm here, a lot of the girls will come work out with me. The girls seem to care more than the guys do, and which is fine. You know, that's
yeah.
to their advantage, I guess. Yeah, it's weird, man. Like, cause like, you know, if for me, it's like if I'm somewhere, let's say I don't know, Wichita or something, right? Like I say that because it's like always the first city that comes to my head. But like I know I could walk to the gym from where we're staying.
Yep.
And there's nothing to do in that. I think I use that because there's nothing to do there. So it's like, what am I gonna do all day? The show's at 7:30. I have all day to do like what? I'm not gonna watch TV all day.
Just work
Like,
out and
yeah,
write.
just wake up, work out, feel good, you know, eat something, and then I still have 7 or 8 hours to write, to email,
Got to
to
get
like,
my wings.
yeah, to do whatever. And I just don't understand why more people just don't take care of themselves. Like, because you know, being on the road's grueling. Like, you drive a lot.
I do
You
drive
drive
a
a
lot.
lot in your Jeep.
Yeah. Well, so I have 2 cars.
Oh.
Not trying to get fancy. They're both old and paid for. 2011 Honda Civic and a 2004 Jeep Wrangler. My Jeep stays in Texas.
Oh, okay.
So that's
got
my
it.
fun vehicle
Got it.
when I go back to Texas. My Honda's been all over. I got
Right.
220,000 miles.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Hondas last forever, dude. I
Yeah.
used to have
I'm going to roll it over 300,000.
Accord, and it was like over 200,000 miles, like easy. And I don't know anything about cars. Like, if something happened other than a flat tire, I wouldn't know what to do.
Okay.
And so I would just have to take it in and be like, how much? Okay, here you go. Like, or how much? Well, keep my car then, because I'm gonna come up with
Push it
it.
in, sign over the
just take
title.
it,
There you go,
Here you
buddy.
go, man.
There you
Do what you want with it.
But yeah, I drive a lot. The reason I drive a lot, comics ask me this all the time. They're like, man, why don't you fly like I do this Pacific Northwest run? I work Texas a lot. I'm like a low-level headliner, or I'm featuring with somebody.
Yeah, of course.
So I live off merch.
Yeah.
And for me to fly somewhere
really
and
quick.
then send 2 or 3 bags of merch.
Explain that, because I don't know. I feel like I've touched on it a little bit, but
All right, so what I mean by like a live off merch is I sell T-shirts and tank tops
yeah,
that are part of. I have jokes about it in my act, and I sell those for $20 after my show.
right.
So
But why though?
to make up for the low pay,
Exactly.
of
That's
being a
what
comedian.
I was trying to get at. Yeah, yeah.
so you have to balance it out. So just for an example, one of the clubs I work at all the time, if I'm headlining there, I'm like 1,200 that weekend, but I could do just 1,500 in merch
Right.
the same weekend.
Yeah.
Headlining. So, and it'll cut that in half if I'm featuring at like the Improv in Texas. I'll make 600. But if the headliner doesn't have merch and I'm the only one selling merch, I can do 1,200 in merch. So I can make almost $2,000 that weekend just featuring. So that's the only way that you could.
And it adds. So I think it's the reason why you drive.
Yes.
Is because same thing with me. It's like a lot of times they just pay you a rate. So whether
it's flat.
It's your
You
1,200
get there
or
however you want.
600 for featuring.
Yep.
They're not paying you to fly out there. They're not paying you to. So you just got to get out there somehow. Sometimes you might get lucky enough to have a headliner that's big enough to be like, hey, man, I'll fly you out or whatever. But most of the time, we just got to get out there, however it is. So that's why, it's in our best interest to maybe map out some other dates that go along with our trip so we can add some money onto it. Because, we got to pay for our own ticket. So that's why a lot of guys drive a lot.
Yeah,
and that's why you drive 6 hours or, whatever. I've driven back. I'm kind of like, I'm kind of pushing my limits now, but I've been driving back like on a Saturday night from places sometimes that are like within like reason, that don't give you like, because there's some places that also don't give you a hotel or whatever, or a condo. So you got to take those expenses out of whatever you're getting paid. So like I've driven back from like Oakland overnight. I've driven back from Tucson. I've driven back from Phoenix, all like
Those are I don't know how far is Oakland. I've driven
Oakland,
north a few times.
give or take like 6 hours.
Okay, so Phoenix, Tucson's about the same.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
6.
So I
But
know that's like my limit.
6 after a show though, still
After like
late.
a 10 o'clock show or like
Yeah.
a 10:30 show,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I just saved, $50 or $100 by not getting a hotel
Dude,
tonight.
you can sleep at Walmart, right?
Well, I've noticed I've slept we've talked about it.
Too
I've
many
slept, I've
deep
slept
dark
at-
comedy
no,
secrets
yeah,
coming out.
no, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like that shit's grueling. Like, I mean, you could do it. Like, we're still young, but like that's the reality. Is like that shit. You can drive for 6 hours, and it's easy to be like, okay, well, I drove all night. Let me just fucking stop at McDonald's and get this or whatever. And it's like, no, man. Like, I'm still taking care of myself, even though I do things like sleep at a truck stop or sleep. There's also I didn't realize, but Cracker Barrel lets you do that too.
Oh, they do?
You can. I think you have to pay like a $10 thing to park like in a certain spot. But like yeah, Cracker Barrel does it too.
Are they 24 hours though?
They're not open 24 hours, but
Oh.
you can park at certain
Got
Cracker
it.
Barrel. I don't know if it's all of them, but it's like
That's
a
an
thing
interesting
now.
fact.
Too. Yeah, I know. You learn these
We
things
need to
over
tell
time.
Sarah Tiana that she loves Cracker Barrel.
Really?
Yeah.
My girlfriend hates Cracker Barrel. I'm impartial to it. It's whatever.
That's all right. So Walmart, I learned about hashtag van life in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
So Walmart, the super centers are 24 hours,
Uh-huh.
and you can park there and stay overnight for free.
Huh.
And so that way you have bathroom
Oh,
24
wow.
hours a day.
Yeah.
So in case you're not in an RV that has a bathroom. So if you're ever at a Walmart late at night and you see in the parking lot a bunch of like RVs or like semi trucks or just cars like parked way in the back, because they know that Walmart is cool, let them
That's
park
crazy.
there.
I did not know
Yeah.
that. Now there's
Yeah.
some places where I probably wouldn't want to sleep in a Walmart
Oh,
parking
for sure.
lot.
Oh, for sure.
Like where was I coming? I think it was when I was coming back from Oakland actually, and I've kind of like learned that like I'm a big fan of like Pilot or like Flying J. Those seem to be like the nicest truck stops.
Yeah.
If there is such a thing. But so like I'm usually like okay, like I've slept in a couple of nights at one like in the Phoenix area, and I was driving home because California has some, and I was like I kind of just mapped it and I was like okay, and then I went and I was laying down and I was like yeah, this is not gonna work. I don't feel safe here. So then I just kept going and I was like fuck it, I'm gonna come all the way home now. Fuck it.
You gotta have in your car. You gotta have the pillow. You gotta have the blanket.
Yeah.
And you gotta have the window like sunscreen to like block it out, so that way
Yeah.
people can't see in the windshield.
But like, but then I look at it like that. But I also look at it as I can't see someone that's maybe coming to attack me.
You're
it's like,
sleeping though. You're not gonna see them anyway.
well, that's what I'm saying. But like, if I wake up, at least I have like another second or so. I was just like, yeah, it's scary, dude. Like, it's weird, but that's kind of our reality. Like, you just have to do it, and then I'll still get somewhere and be like, okay, well, and I'm still gonna work out today, even though I just fucking slept for like an hour overnight. You know, it's a rough lifestyle, which is why I don't understand why more people don't take care of themselves because of our lifestyle.
I think it totally helps if you're in shape,
Yeah.
weight proportionate, and you put your body through rigorous time. I don't know if it's a restraint or a constraint where you're up for a long period of time.
I think it's like a mental battle, but so
Yeah.
is working out. Like so is doing squats or
It is.
whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
here's a fitness question for you. So, how old are you again?
40.
You're 40?
I look good, huh?
You're not 40.
I swear.
We're the same age?
Yeah.
I thought I was older than you.
No, I knew
Okay.
I knew we were about the same
So
age.
even better now. Has your mental wall, when you first started workout, gotten bigger as you've aged? What I mean by
Like-
the mental wall, so like
like
a,
what
like,
I-
like
like
a
what-
like when running, for me it takes me a mile, maybe 2 miles to break through that wall where I can just coast,
Yeah.
right? But that first mile or two, I'm like, God, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. So now I have that working out at the gym,
Yeah.
and it's getting bigger as I get older. Where like the first exercise, you'll just, God, this sucks. God, this sucks. Then you get in that groove where you just like feel your blood flowing,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, okay. Then it's super enjoyable the rest of the workout. But getting over that wall at the beginning
Yeah.
is growing for me for some reason.
For me, I don't feel that. Like if anything, I feel like just I have more like, you know, you get an email in the morning like, yeah, we'll book you for this weekend. You're like, oh sweet, and you get another email like, yeah, no thanks. You're like, fuck, and it's just like it messes with you so much. Like for me, like it's my way to get out my aggression.
Okay.
My things that I fight with is just like just waking up, being 40, and just being sore. I woke up and I'm sore, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. Like, what did I do yesterday? Oh, I didn't do anything. I just rested, but I'm still sore just because you just wake up sore sometimes. Like it's just, I think that's a 40-year-old thing, and you know, not to brag, but like I've never done any kind of like, you know, growth hormone or PED, like anything like to enhance other than like creatine, which is totally fine, or like caffeine. Like those are the two I think main supplements that like I'll use pre-workout. Same thing.
Testosterone works amazing.
I'm sure. I'm sure. And then, you know, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, fuck, man, like I'm gonna have to try something. I keep joking about like I just want to hit it. I want to get a show picked up or something so I could do stem cell and then I completely regenerate my body, because I know
Okay.
stem cells can probably do similar to what like a growth hormone will do without the like side effects.
So the soreness thing hit me about 35.
yeah,
where
that's
it took,
about right.
It took me longer to recover
Yeah.
from a super intense workout or activity or if I played pick up basketball with somebody,
Right.
or flag football, whatever, that soreness,
Yeah, that's about
about
right.
35
Yeah.
where it hit me. Going back to testosterone was amazing. Back in my bodybuilding days, so I'm 6 feet, like 175 now. I was my biggest. I was 210, like 8% body fat.
Yeah, it's
Like
pretty jacked.
that's like
But you had
it's like
help.
a linebacker.
You had help, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just part of the sport. It's part
Yeah,
of the
it
industry.
really is.
But
But they also have like the natural bodybuilding, but no one cares about those dudes.
yeah,
It's yeah, I know.
and it's like, what's really natural?
Yeah,
Like
right.
the
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
vegan bodybuilders.
Yeah.
You're,
Oh, dude.
you're not telling us about the
Somebody
injectables.
posted because I'll like we're on Facebook, we're on whatever. You'll write something funny, and I had written something about I was like, I tried a vegan. I don't remember what the exact quote was, but I was like, I tried a vegan shake, and I'm already annoying myself, or something like that, right? And like, cause you know how like when someone's vegan, that's all they talk about,
Yeah.
and that was the joke. But then one of my friend's wives posted a picture of this dude. I don't remember what his name was. This dude is so big. Like, I mean, he's jacked and like just striations on all of it. Like
Yeah.
he's a machine, right? And she's like, he's vegan. I was like, he's on fucking
Yeah,
steroids, dude.
he's-
Like, you've been in fitness forever. I've been in fitness forever for almost 18 years. And I'm like, I could look at people with a few exceptions, but I could look at and maybe for 95% of them be able to tell you whether or not they've had help with
Yeah.
something. Like
Yeah,
easily.
it's just
There's no
just
way this dude
certain-
hasn't had help.
No, none of the
Yeah.
superhuman, huge vegan bodybuilders.
Especially after a certain age.
they leave
too.
that part out.
Yeah,
they
of
leave-
course.
It's like, oh, all my protein sources are from chickpeas. All right.
Like, get
It's
out
good.
of here.
Also, that 10 cc's of test
Yeah.
that your chickpea ass just ate.
Yeah, I
That's
think
all right. No, I'm not hating.
I think
It's-
I've always been
look good.
scared to
You
do
do
like
you.
any kind of like testosterone or like growth hormone or like,
So for me, I had one of the guys I opened a studio with was a big time bodybuilder.
Uh-huh.
So he helped me with that, and my training regimen and diet was so good.
Yeah.
Just very low doses of testosterone. I had huge gains,
Uh-huh.
so that worked for me.
Okay.
Um,
This is
but it's you hear all the stuff that you hear about testosterone, like the being like a miracle drug. Oh, it is. Like your energy is like through the roof.
Yeah.
Like your workouts, you train harder. It's not a magic pill at all. Like people think, oh, you just take a little shot and then you grow. Like you
No.
have to work
Yeah,
harder.
you still have to put in the work.
Well, you got to work harder, especially if you are rocking high doses of test.
Uh-huh.
Because if your body's not using it, it's going to convert it to estrogen.
Right.
And then that's when you get
You get boobies.
yeah, you get the bitch titties. The
Yeah.
gynomastoconia, I think is the right way to say it. The medical term is
You
like
could say
feel myself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you actually have to work harder when you're all hopped up on high
Yeah.
levels of supplements because if your body's not using it, it's like, what am I going to do with this? And then you can freak out and have weird things happen.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But yeah, it's
There's a lot of dudes in my gym that are like on stuff and like you could always tell when they're on and off, and like I've come into like serious verbal altercations with people. And like actually there was actually a physical altercation a few weeks ago where the guy just punched the parking attendant at the gym, and it was crazy. But
so
I'm just
here's
like, dude, this is
like
crazy.
another myth, like the whole like roid rage thing.
Uh-huh.
Like it's pretty much not true.
Do you think these people are just assholes?
No, yeah. So basically they were an asshole to begin with,
Right.
and then it just got amplified.
Maybe.
Right, because I know so many, when I was in the bodybuilding game, like so many guys that were just chill and mellow, and then they were still chill and mellow, but then the ones that were always kind of high strung and like
Uh-huh.
kind of asshole, like it just amplified. So it just kind of took the person that they were and just amplified it,
Okay.
right? So it's
Maybe I'm an asshole
the
then.
dude that was outside the gym punching the car, like
Right.
he probably would have been punching the car.
He punched a parking attendant.
Oh, okay,
They got
well,
into a fist
even worse.
fight.
So
That
without
was
the
crazy.
without the juice, he's punching
Yeah.
the car.
But
On
I-
the juice, he's punching the
But
attendant.
I've got into like physical, like you mean if you work out at a gym, there's always like the big dude that like wants to monopolize like the squat rack
Oh,
or
the
the
worst.
this and like can't wait. Like here's the thing, like I've been at my gym now that I'm at for over 7 years, and I'm knowledgeable enough. I'm lucky enough to have that knowledge, but like I know what I'm gonna do when I'm here. And if I'm working people out, I know what I'm gonna put them through, and if someone's using like a piece of equipment or whatever that I was going to use, then I have the knowledge to be like, okay, I'm just going to use something else.
Yep.
I will never bother anybody. Can I work in how many more? Like nothing. I will do like if someone is even near something like, hey, are you using that? Like if just to be nice to let them know like I care about your space. And they're like, oh no, we're not using that. I'm like, okay, but I will never be like, can I work in? How many more do you have? Like, and there's these dudes there that just they want to use what you're using right then and there. And I'm like, hey man, you're not paying any more to be here than I am. So like you could fucking wait till I'm done.
Yeah.
And I know what you're doing. Or like they'll pace. They'll like set their bag down by the squat rack and just kind of walk. I'm like, you could fucking suck. And now I was actually done, but now I'm gonna add. Yeah, now I'm gonna add more sets to this just because you fucking try to bully me out of using this. Like you're special. Like your workout isn't more important than mine.
That's the worst. One of my other pet peeves is the huge like barrel looking guy that's repping like 415.
But like for like an inch.
Yeah, because he's got short arms. But he weighs 415.
Right.
So
like,
it would be like a 120-pound girl like repping 120, but that doesn't look impressive.
Right.
But it looks impressive with his that's what you weigh, bro. Like that's
yeah, it's not impressive at all. For
people that don't know better, it looks impressive because he's got like 4 plates on each side and he's repping it out, bro. You're barely pushing over your body weight.
And that's what I tell people too. Like that's always like people find out you work out even though it's 2019. Like, oh, how much can you bench? I'm like, I mean, I don't even know, dude, because that's like I hardly bench. I do so many other things. Like
it was the same, man. Even when I was 210. Like I would rarely push over 225
there's no
benching
need to.
because I would do different techniques. It was more of bodybuilding. We weren't powerlifters. It was more of we want the muscle to have a certain look and size and shape.
Right.
So it was training it to get to that shape versus being like, oh, I can throw up 315 or whatever like that. So
the numbers don't matter to me. I just care about how I feel, number one, but like just how I look when I like on camera, when I photograph, when I'm getting photographed, when I'm ever like. So when I look at my video of my set or whatever, I'm like, oh fuck, like I look like I don't have like I just
the video of my set.
Well, like whatever, like you know,
doing
like
the tank top.
Like this girl, shout out MTG Photography on Instagram. She's a photographer, but she was photographing our show the other night, and the lighting was really bad at this place. Not made for stand up, but fun show.
Yep.
But like she took these pictures, and I'm like looking at and I'm like, I look fucking jacked in these, and I wasn't even flexing or like it was just like, but that's what I want. Like that's all I care about. Like, I don't care how much I bench. I don't care. Like I just want to look at my picture and be like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking jacked.
Yeah, dude,
I don't care. Yeah, like without even trying.
So I wanted to put together a show with Joe from Fourth Wall because sometimes when I pop in there to do an open mic, he'll be wearing a tank top. I was like, do we need to do like a tank top show? Just all guys in tank tops, and some of them are fit, some of them are not fit, and then some like a big guy in a tank top that's way too small for him, or like a skinny guy with like an extra large like tank top. Like everybody wearing all different sizes. Right. You could have girls in it. Girls who wear just the tank top show. Everyone has to do their set in a tank top.
Like a tank top or a wife beater. Or both?
Doesn't matter, just as long as a tank top. Okay. Because I've done sets in a tank top before, and it feels weird.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've never even done sleeveless.
So
at all.
No, I've never done that. You trying to do Larry the Cable Guy? What are you doing? I cut it off on stage.
But
bro.
You know what? I've done a show. There's a show. I don't know if you guys have done it. There's a show in town that they do shows in their underwear. Comedians in underwear telling jokes.
I've seen posts.
I've done it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is exactly why I work out. So I'm not the one. So like, cause like you do it.
Yeah, but it's harder. It's harder for a male comedian that's in shape to go on stage to get laughs because you're judged like.
That's what I thought.
Like, that's how female comics feel. Like they get judged so hard.
I feel like it's worse for them though.
For like the women?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they get judged. Yeah. They get judged so hard right away by both the men and the women.
Yeah.
But as a man, if you're in shape, you're feeling that those same like evil daggers. Yeah. So if you're in underwear, because it's way funnier to see a nice, happy, jolly guy.
Well, that was the thing. I was like, it's weird to like do that show, and it was fun. Isabel runs that show. Isabel Herman. Hi. That was the thing. It was like some of it was just like funny, like these people are, and then they obviously have to address the fact that they're not in underwear shape and it's whatever. But
that's funny though.
Yeah, I know.
Us in underwear is not that funny.
But I walked in, and I was like, I'll be honest, like I've been waiting for this show my whole fucking life, dude. Like I've been waiting to do a show in my underwear because I talked about it like one of the first episodes of this podcast. You know, I'm from here, so I've been here forever, and in the old days, like we used to have to go to auditions. And they would, like now, most of the time you go to audition, they don't even take your headshot anymore.
No,
Like, because
it's all digital.
everything's digital.
Yep.
But like in the old days, not only did you have to have a headshot, but you would show up to the audition and they would take your Polaroids.
Oh, okay.
Like they would like old school Polaroid. They'd
Yeah.
be like, okay, let me take your Polaroid. Yeah, and then you would have to wait for it to dry, and then they would staple the Polaroid to your headshot, and then you'd go into the casting office, and like the Polaroids don't lie. You know, like you see everyone obviously looks good in their headshots as best as they can look.
Yeah.
But the Polaroids where you're like, oh, and so like I
That was
started
the
off.
truth detector.
Yeah, the truth detector. But even on top of that, because I used to be a dancer, a lot of times they would want us to have our shirts off.
I like how you just leave it out there. I used to be a dancer, and just like that could go down so many roads.
Well, people that thought I was a professional dancer.
Yeah, I know.
I first started as I'm an amazing dancer still.
It's,
But I know we're talking about starting a boy band. But like that was the thing because like a lot of like female artists, like a Beyonce or someone, they want the hot dudes that are backing them up
Yep.
to have their shirts off.
Yep.
So like when I first started, we would take Polaroids, which make you look awful, and on top of that, we were taking shirtless Polaroids a lot of times, and I'm like, fuck, dude, like that was what really got me into like dialing in my food and like being really, because I was always been an athlete, I've always worked out, but that was what really made me get really serious about paying attention to those things.
the Polaroids.
Yeah, but the point is that now I couldn't even fucking tell you the last time they asked me to take my shirt off. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit, dude. Now I'm like in the best shape ever, and they never asked me to take my shirt
'Cause
off.
they can CG those
It's
abs on
fucking
people.
I know
Yeah.
it's dumb, dude. And like people were like, you post a lot of shirtless pics. I'm like, yeah, dude, because I can't fucking show them off anywhere else. Only one person gets to see me without a shirt, and it's my girlfriend. So like, I want everyone else to see it too. Bust my ass for this.
You need to go get free drinks at West Hollywood with no shirt.
Well, I don't drink,
Oh,
but I could if I wanted to.
yeah, you should. Yeah. Now I'm
I-
giving away my secrets.
I wouldn't even need to get my shirt off. You just go to West Hollywood and you get free drinks.
Oh well.
That's the way it works. It's God. I mean, I live in West Hollywood, and
Hey, like it. I don't mind.
yeah, you can go
Drinks are
anywhere.
expensive here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good. It helps me out.
I want to talk about this because I know I have people that are in Texas that listen to my podcast.
Yep.
You have an album recording coming up.
I do. November 30th in beautiful Fort Worth, Texas,
Uh-huh.
downtown at Hyenas. I am
Uh-huh.
recording my first album at Hyenas Comedy Club.
Uh-huh.
I'm stoked about it.
Yeah.
It's
Are you doing 2 shows?
we are just rocking one show.
Shut up, dude.
One show.
Oh man.
So-
I hope you do 2 hours then.
No, I'm gonna be. Well, I mean, I've been doing stand up. I'm about to hit 11 years,
Uh-huh.
and so I have tons of material, and
Yeah.
some of it I want to just slowly start to retire, and this album's gonna help do that. So I'm going to probably do a little over an hour, and then I want to chop it down to probably
Okay, that's good.
40, maybe 42, no more than 45 for the actual album.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good.
because I did when we worked together this summer, I did the whole summer tour to kind of dial in like my hour to get ready for this, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna shuffle these jokes around, mix this joke, and now it's ready, it's cooked,
Yeah.
and I
That's
need
good,
to
man.
it's in the oven, ready to go. I need people to go eat it. So
Yeah. You excited?
I'm super pumped about it. It's
It's weird.
it's
I
a
was
big step.
just talking about this about retiring stuff, because like there's this weird thing like as a comic, especially like as someone that's like not famous, right?
Yes.
Neither one of us are famous. That like every show, I mean, it really just depends on where I am, but like for the most part, I want to build my fan base. I want people to like me. So like it's like there's times it's like, okay, I want to kill, so I know what jokes will kill. But at the same time there's but I also like I'm kind of tired of doing these jokes, so I want to try new stuff, but like I want them to like me. So there's like always like this weird like how do I balance that shit,
So this is the way I do it. If I'm in LA, no matter what show I'm doing where, it's an audition.
Okay.
So I'm doing A+ killer material. Like I did Crack 'em Up too long ago,
Uh-huh.
or a couple weeks ago. Had to follow Damon Wayans. He did
Sweet.
47 minutes in front of
Oh
me.
fuck, dude.
I did 10 after him and destroyed it. It was probably my favorite set I've ever had in LA.
Wow.
But I watched what he was doing, and it was totally his crowd. And I was like, okay,
What do you mean by that?
Right, Crack 'em Up Thursday.
Big Damon Wayans fans that go to Crack 'em Up Thursday?
Yes.
No, it's a black show here in LA.
It's great. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite rooms. Shout out to
No, it's a
Michelle.
great. I mean, dude, black crowds are the best. Like
Oh, because I'll let you know.
between black and Latino crowds, I want to say black crowds are great. Latinos are probably the best because they will literally laugh at anything. And black people, like for the most part, you still got to win them over.
You have
But
to.
like if they
Yeah.
love you, they love you.
Yeah.
But they'll tell you also when they don't.
So back to my point though, it's like every set in LA is an audition for me.
Okay.
So it's like whether it's a new joke or an old joke, it's something I know is gonna kill, and so that's just the way I do it. If I'm out on the road, I look at it as because I'm not famous. Even if I'm headlining, I know that the majority of people there didn't buy tickets because of me.
Right.
It's from the club promotion.
Right.
Right. So I'm gonna give them a kick-ass show with my best material. So, but you know what? Now I'm wanting to retire stuff because I feel that I've been doing stand-up such a long time. My new stuff is much better writing than my older stuff, even though I know it works well in my act and like my comedy character I am on stage. I love my new stuff more. So I want to develop more new stuff and slowly kick the old stuff out. So as I'm headlining touring now, I have to do 45 or an hour or whatever, adding more of the new stuff into it and slowly fading out the older jokes, just because I personally think the new stuff is written better and I'm more excited to perform it, and it goes to the audience, right?
I think there's I think the excitement, like at least for me, just because it's new.
Yeah.
You know?
That's definitely part of it.
But it's weird because you're like, oh, but they might not like it. I don't know. It's weird. But I also find myself in like this weird thing where like, you know, like I too obviously have merch, and if I don't tell this joke, it makes no sense to sell this shirt.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't like, you know, I'm in that boat where like I want to make more money, but I also don't want to just handcuff myself and have to do this bit. And then I'm like, well, I can't just not do the bit and then be like, oh, but buy these shirts that have nothing to do with what I just talked about, but I need you to, like, it's weird and it's like frustrating.
So there's a way around that. I'm a merch monster. Like I started selling merch probably way too early in my stand-up career than I should have. So like my titties shirt, the ones with the secret titties that flip up, that's like my main seller. I used to do a lot of jokes with the callback titties.
Got it.
Or hashtag titties, and I would do it to the point where the audience knew I was going to say it, and so they would yell it out. They would like, titties!
Got it.
Right? And so that would sell the shirt. I don't really do those bits anymore, so I wrote new jokes that go in my merch pitch. So my merch pitch is almost 5 minutes long, but it still looks like I'm doing stand-up.
Got it.
Selling that shirt. So I rewrote jokes just to sell that shirt. And then the second shirt that I sell is a punchline from a newer joke that I do. And that one sells pretty well, but the titty shirt, just because it does the magic trick, is my bread and butter.
Interesting.
And even though the jokes that I wrote to create that shirt, I don't do anymore, I wrote new jokes that make my merch pitch look like I'm just talking to the audience. But really, I'm still doing a stand-up set while presenting my shirt. So
just write new jokes
laugh
for the shirt.
Yeah. And so it's a merch pitch, and so it helps sell it. Yeah.
I like it.
So that's little inside knowledge right there.
It's just because I found myself, like, literally, it keeps happening where I'm like, I'm at the end, like, because, like, you know, you have your script kind of set out, you know, at least I do, but then, like, sometimes, like, shit happens, and you have to address what happens, or something else comes up, and then you just go a completely different direction, and then you get to the end of and like, oh, fuck, dude, I didn't even do this joke, and now it's going to be silly. I'm like, well, all right, guess I'm not making extra money tonight.
I just did that. So I just did the Comedy Palace again in San Diego, and I have a T-shirt that says "Emotional Support Human." It's a punchline in my joke about my dog.
Right.
And I did that whole bit, but I didn't do that punchline. And so when I was doing my merch page, I realized, I was like, I think I forgot this punchline.
Right, I know.
I didn't tell the audience that, but I could just tell by the reaction that it didn't get a big laugh when I presented the shirt.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I think I forgot this punchline. In my head, I was like, oh, well.
I know it right away. I'm like, well, here's a shirt that about it, and that's obviously, it usually doesn't sell, but I feel like I could probably tell them also why it's just a weird thing that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because I do want to try new stuff, and I do, but like I also like want to make more money, and it's like, I need to think of something else because I've seen people sell like stuff like shirts or whatever that have nothing to do with their act, and I'm like, on one hand you're like, well, dude, that's not even has nothing to do with what you did, but at the same time it's kind of smart because they don't pigeonhole themselves into like having to sell that thing.
Yes, as long as it's a good shirt.
Yeah.
The problem I see with most comedians' merch is they don't. I'm a marketing machine. Like I have an undergrad in marketing and then have a a Master of Science, but it's basically an MBA because it's a hybrid healthcare MBA.
Oh.
That's why it gets a science tag. So I'm like a business nerd. But the biggest problem I see with a lot of comics, especially younger comics, they do merch that's very niche. So it's either very male or very female specific. So right away they're cutting out 50% of the market, right, by doing one. And then they may do, it may be like a dirty tagline, like on the shirt, like it may say bitch or something like that. So then they're shrinking down that 50% even more, because how many of those men or women are going to wear a T-shirt that says bitch? So they're making their market so short, so small. Yeah, so like I think that's a huge mistake a lot of what comics do. So if you have a funny shirt that is not part of your act, but you can just show it. Hey guys, I sell this T-shirt. It says, horses are awesome, and it's got a cute picture of a horse. Like, hey, you may not talk about horses, but if it's a good shirt, you're gonna make money off of it.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, like a little business 101. I'm such a nerd.
No, I mean it's important, man. I think like a lot of, when I got into stand up, it was just because I was going through something, and then I was like okay at it, and so then I just fell in love with it like instantly. I mean, I always loved it, but like it wasn't until I got that first joke off, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, this is what I want to do.
Chase that high forever.
But I think a lot of people aren't into like the business side of things, whereas like they don't know how to book work.
Yeah, that's a
or
huge one.
they don't know how to like save money, write things off on their taxes, like log their mileage, like just all these different things. Save money by spending the night in a truck stop, or like whatever, reaching out to other comics. I mean, like, hey, like I see that you're going to be here. Like, I did that with you. I was like, I was going to be there, and I remember. Shout out to Tyson, because this doesn't always happen this way, but I was in Oklahoma, and I knew that you go to Texas a lot, so I checked your website to see where you were going to be, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be here. Do you need someone on the show? And he was like, actually, yeah. And then it worked out. Yep. But people don't think, they just think like, I think people think that they want to do comedy and they're funny and whatever. There's so many funny people. Like, that's not what I'm saying. But like they think that we're all going to be so funny that people are just going to be calling us and texting us and asking us to be on these shows. And it's like sometimes you just have to ask for things.
Yep.
You don't always get them, but like if you're not going to get it if you don't ask.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask.
But that's part of the business side, and like emailing people and following up with people and like continuing to follow up, even if they ignore you, but can follow up again. Like what's going to happen? You're already not working there, so just fucking keep.
What's one more email for that comedy
unless
club
they tell
that's never emailed me back?
Yeah, unless they tell you no, I cannot use you, which has happened, and I always share with people when that happens. You keep fucking emailing. There's one club. I'll say it. Rooster T. Feathers, which I've heard great things about. I'll give the girl credit. She always emails me back. But
that's half the battle right there.
Yeah, that is half the battle. And she always emails me back, and it's like, oh, I'm kind of booked up right now, blah, blah, blah. And the last time I reached out to her, I was like, hey, I just want to follow up. And the last time you said because she gave me like reach back out in like January or whatever she said. And I did. And she's like, yeah, I can't use you. Okay, cool. That's great. Thank you for telling me.
No explanation or nothing. Just no. I can't use you.
I'll fucking look it up right now, dude. We're on live. But like I said, I appreciated the fact
that least she's honest.
Yeah.
Heather. Hit her back up again.
Thanks for the follow up. I have so many comics so I meant, but that sucks. Sorry. Oh yeah. She said, thanks for the follow-up. I have so many comics, and most of them have TV credits, even as hosts and feature, so I'm going to have to pass. Sorry, I'm inundated with great talent. Yay for me, but that sucks for other comics trying to crack in. Sorry. Hey, Heather, I appreciate it. I appreciate your honesty. What's going to happen is I'm going to get something, and then she will reach out to me, and then I'll be like, actually, I have a lot of other gigs. Sorry.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, why not?
Don't do that. So
or get the double pay more.
Yes, get the double back burn.
That's what Joey Diaz says. You pay me now or pay me later.
Yeah, so they'll come out to you and then they'll say, hey, well, our rate is no. And if you're at the point where they're offering the rate instead of you giving them what the rate is, then you just up it.
Right.
And then come back. Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
Don't burn that bridge.
No, I'm not
Just
burning
make them
it.
pay.
I mean, she already told me she can't use me, so I haven't burned anything.
You know what's worse? It was you said it so much nicer. Like she's like, "Sorry, I can't use you." Then you read the email and it's just like such dig.
Like I have hosts that have TV credits. Like, no, you don't, dude.
I got
But
Comedy Central hosts.
it's fine. But the point being is that there's a business side of comedy that people don't realize, and I was lucky enough to have people to kind of lead me in the right direction. And I'm still learning, but I think that's very important because you have to talk to the right people. Because if you talk to the wrong people, you get the wrong advice.
Oh yeah, that happens so much.
Yeah. So I would say take care of yourself because this is a long, hard, grueling road.
Yep.
And that goes with fitness. I think that is very important. That's why it's so important to me because I have a long road ahead of me still. I mean, we all do. But if I don't take care of myself, then I'm not going to be able to kind of reap all the benefits of me taking, like, when I finally am successful, whatever that means. I mean, I think I'm a success anyway, but like when I get to where I want to be, I want to still be like have enough energy and health to like enjoy all those things.
I agree.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thank you, man.
That's a great way to end.
Thank you for coming on today, buddy.
Yeah.
If you guys are in Texas, near in Dallas, Fort Worth area, go see Tyson. Tickets on the website or whatever.
Tickets on my website, TysonFaifer.com. It's Tyson, Faifer. If you're not good at spelling, TysonTheComic.com will get you to the same website.
What's your social?
Everything just my name, Tyson Faifer. Yeah, so you can just put me up.
What time is the show on Saturday the 30th?
Doors at 8:30, show at 9:30.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And that's at Hyenas in Fort Worth.
Hyenas in Fort Worth.
Cool.
Rock
And
it.
then you're gonna be gone for 5 months, you say, yeah?
I'm gonna be out on the road for a while, but
All
then
right,
I'll be
buddy.
back to LA.
Maybe I'll see you on the road.
Yeah, definitely. No,
you
you're
up.
gonna be in Oklahoma. We'll put something together for
Well,
you.
I'm coming back earlier now because I couldn't get any, so
Okay.
it's fine. But
All right.
But
We'll make
I'll be
something work.
back there. I'm probably going to go back around Christmas time and whatever. So
I'll be there,
we'll
man.
figure something out. All right, thanks for coming.
Yep.
Follow Tyson if you're in Dallas. Go see him. And thanks for listening. When you guys hear this, this weekend I'm going to be in Chicago at Zany's Thursday the 14th through Sunday the 17th. I think there's like 7 shows because there's Saturday there's 3 shows I think. And then 2 on Friday, 1 on Thursday, 1 on Sunday. I'm opening for Helen Hong.
Nice.
I love her. And yeah, I'm excited. I've never been to Zany's, so come see me if you're there. Come see Tyson if you're in Dallas, and
Boom.
we'll see you guys next time. This is The Camera Adds 10 Pounds. Deuces!